Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2008 Chevy Impala. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, this is meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So we'll take a look around the vehicle and then we'll go for a drive. And this is not just any old Chevy Impala. Chevy Impalas by themselves are typically really good, reliable cars. This one is a Chevy Impala SS, which is the 5.3 motor, which I love the 5.3 motor in Chevy SUVs anyways. So now you put it in a car and it's just like the best of both worlds. And so the cool thing about this is because it's a 5.3 motor, you can pull up next to some, other little six-cylinder Chevy Impala if you were into the drag racing thing. Not saying you are, but if you were, you could pull them up to it and they wouldn't even know anything, and then you just like zoom off and you leave them in the dust. Anyways, just gave this one a bath, so let's take a look at it. Matt's over there waving hi. Okay, anyways, Chevy Impala, pretty decent body. It does have a couple little things going on. You can see right up here, it's got that kind of thing going on. So it does have a little bit of rust underneath the rockers, and that's why that is coming off. But for the most part, like no dents, dings, or stuff, at least on this side. I'll show you on the other side as well. These tires also are really good. Probably 75% on the front, and really good on the back, probably at least 65% on the back. So they're good tires. I'll check the other side as well just to be sure. But the back end looks pretty good. This side, again, it's pretty decent. You've got a little bit of rust right there over the wheel well. And these are the things too, like you're catching them pretty soon. If you wanted to take care of that now, get a body guy to take care of that, or just cover it with some rust inhibitor and some white paint. It could phenomenally increase the life of it. So, I think it looks pretty decent for the most part. Good tires again over on this side and on this side as well. So you can see there's a little bit of damage right there. Probably something you can pop out if you can get back behind those panels, which I know that people who know what they're doing can do that. Probably pop out, but it's just a little bit of damage right there. Up here, you got a little bit of damage way down here, just from going over those stupid curb thingies. But other than that, it looks like a pretty decent car. It does have a sunroof, which we'll check out when we get inside. Black leather, it's mostly clean, has a little bit of stuff going on. All right, in here, okay. We've got our radio works. Our heat works. I had it on earlier. I turned it off because it's nice and warm out today. We'll do a sunroof. Sunroof works. If you're a sunroof person, you can see my driver's side window works. Passenger side window works. Well, passenger side window goes down. Let me see. And it goes up as well. But this switch over here might, like the down worked, but the up probably didn't. Rear driver's side works and rear passenger side works. So the other thing on a Chevy, most Chevy Impalas, and some other Chevys, and they've got a common thing with them is the actuator, the HVAC actuator. And so the best way to explain it is the HVAC actuator is like a door in there. And so when you switch these buttons from like heat to AC, or when you switch it from the head to the head and the floor, or just the floor, whatever it is, anytime you switch it, there's like a door. So there's all these pipes and stuff that go up, and there's a door that just like switches it to, like, if you want to go from feet to head, it just like closes the foot one so that it goes up to the head. So that's called an actuator. And so the problem with most of them is that door, it gets old and whiny, and it's just like, all right, well, I'm not going to do it anymore. And it just goes trying to move. Let me think, these guys are trying to come in. Let me move backwards. So it just kind of tries to do that. And it just makes the noise. So saying all that, I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to show you what it is that I mean. It does stop because it was on when I got out to start looking around the car, and now it's off. Now I'm going to aggravate it again. But, well, and it might not because now that I'm in. Okay, so I won't do it until the end of my test drive. But it did eventually stop because it eventually gets into the position that you're asking it to be in. And I'm asking it to be in the air conditioning position right now. So it's in the air conditioning position. And I do have air conditioning. So that's kind of a nice thing to know. We do have heated seats, which they light up. I'm going to assume that that one works, and I'll check mine as we're going along. Up here we have those LEDs. They don't actually do that, by the way. That's just a it's how the camera reads stuff. 91% oil left. Oil life left. That's what I'm trying to get to. Okay, where is my... Okay, that's that. I'm gonna get to my... and so with the 5.3, it's got the 8.4 cylinder shutdown, and so it's meant for better gas mileage. 161,000 miles on here. And the other thing I know is when we got this, we did a considerable amount of work to the front suspension. We put in a new rack and pinion because it's got the electronic power steering. So we put in a new rack and pinion, and then with that, I think that we put in new tie rods, inner and outer, and new wheel bearings on the front. Wheel bearings is also another common problem with Impalas. So it's just, we kind of did it because it needed wheel bearings, and it needed the tie rods that came with the rack and pinion. So pretty much the entire front suspension, with the exception of like ball joints and struts, has been done, so you don't have to do that now. All right, now we're gonna go for a drive, and this is going to be a longer video just because I spent so much time on explaining what the actuator does. The exhaust is a little bit louder. If you don't like that kind of thing, I think it kind of lends to the fact that it's a V8 car. But it drives very well. It has great power going up this hill, like it's not even trying at all. Windshield wipers work. Let's see. Windshield wiper fluid works. Brakes are good and solid. No grinding or vibration. No pulling. So overall, this is an excellent car. I think that really what you have to repair is the actuator. Other than that, it seems to be driving very well. It's got new tires on it, the air conditioning works, all the windows work. Oh, well, this window switch, but you know, whether you want that to work or not, probably kind of inconsequential, but it seems to be running and driving very well. Chevy Impalas by themselves are notoriously reliable, and the 5.3 motors are notoriously reliable. And so when you put the two of them together, you have a really good running car. So if you have any questions, stuff I didn't answer, my cell phone is 309-267-7200. Before we get off of here, I am going to switch this so you can hear what the actuator does. And it is fairly annoying, but it does go off. So I'm going to switch to just head, and now it's probably not going to do it because I'm asking it to do it. Let's try switching it to heat and see if that does it. Okay, well, it's not going to do it now. You can always Google Chevy HVAC actuator noise, and you can know what it's doing. It's not going to do it now, but it did do it. And so, which means that, there it goes. Okay, mess with it a little bit. So that's that door in there, just kind of trying to switch positions to what I asked it to do. And eventually it will go. So yes, that's annoying. Yes, I understand that. It is not an expensive part. The part in itself is probably less than 20 bucks on Amazon. It just does take a little bit nimble fingers because it's back behind here, but it is doable. And for a good running car, that is a very minute issue. So if you have any questions, like I said, give me a call, text me, and I will see what I can do to answer them. Thanks, guys.